Thank you, Nancy. I mean, what I learned from that story, fuck Margie. Fuck her. She's a bitch. And that's your cousin, but I hate her. She's not invited here. Also, too, maybe just because of the age, but if we were down in the basement and one of my friends was like, I heard that so-and-so gave a blowjob in the basement, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, so did Alex last week, too. It's not a big deal. Oh, I don't, wait, Alex, are you here? Yeah. Oh, hi. I just said it. Hi, Alex. She didn't do it. I just said her name. But that's my friend. I love her. Alice has never given blowjobs her entire life. Never. She doesn't know what it is. Only hair dryers. Wow, okay. Anyway, it's been fun. You guys having fun so far? I just want to say, once again, thank you guys for showing up and supporting these comics. Alex, it was a joke. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were here. Also, it was a total joke. Oh, anyway, I don't have a friend anymore. God. Anyway, thank you guys once again. Also, thank you to our videographer, John. He's been amazing. And once again, thank you to our bartender, Morgan. Make sure you tip her well. And I'm going to introduce our final comic. That's fucking weird. Okay. Our last comic is a Dominican-American actress and comedian from Jersey City. She's performed at Broadway Comedy Club, the 2022 Turnpike Comedy Festival, and Comedy Therapy's Pro Show, where she also hosts an open mic. She's a member of South Side Improv and has appeared on A Sketch of New York. Please give it up for Fran Castro.
Because I caught COVID once, I'm not catching it again. Not to say that all the other the comics had it, but you know, it's crazy considering that this is the only time I use protection, but just aired out all of my business right there. But yeah, you know, I'm Fran. I have jury duty next month. I hope someone gets, well, I don't hope that someone, I hope that someone who's already murdered. I'm making it so much worse for myself. Yes. Just justice. I hope I get chosen for something interesting and not something boring like a DUI or all that other good stuff. But at least I get to get off of work. I mean, I hate my job. Who doesn't? Clap if you hate your job. Woo! Yeah, that's a little too many woos. You know, you guys know Indeed exists, right? But yeah, you know, I hate my job because, you know, normal customers will give you tips, and one of them decided to give me COVID. I mean, it's a tip that lasted 2 weeks. I mean, it's the only one I've ever had that lasted that long. Yeah. My job has a drive-through, which is terrible, but, you know, and all the worst people come through the drive-through for some reason. Like, you know, there's something about being too lazy to get out of your car and just pick up your shit. Like, yeah, thank you so much. And so early one morning, this one guy just comes through the drive-through, and this had to be like 6 in the morning. And you already know if something happens at 6 in the morning, they woke up and had the audacity. They just woke up and said, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to ruin everyone's day today. But yeah, I had this one guy, he's like, old white man. A lot of my stories involve old white men. It was an old white man. He orders coffee, and it's like $3. He comes up to the window, and he tries to hand me a $100 bill. Who the fuck has change? Who the fuck keeps that much change in there? Anyways, it was 6 in the morning, so we wouldn't even have it. But that's besides the point. So I tell this man, hey, we don't have this. We don't have change. Do you have something else? And he just starts cursing me out. He's like, you bitch, I'm tired of you. Like, every single time I come here, it's always the same problem. I'm like, if you're having the same problem, you should probably do it differently. But You know, it's always the same thing with you people. And he hands me his debit card and he's still yelling, I'm tired of this. Like, you guys just don't give me great service. And I'm just handing him his coffee. Have a nice day. He literally grabs this coin and just slams it on the drive-through counter. I grab it and it says, you have kindness in you. Pass it on. I don't know if this was like burning him or something, because he didn't even have any amount of kindness in him. I love that. That's why I always keep this on me, just to tell this joke. It was a test, and I definitely have some kindness in me, even though I'm a bitch for not having change for $100. But that's great. Another thing that happens in the drive-thru is when like a couple comes through and the girl's in the passenger seat and she's just staring at you. Anybody ever had that? Like, how many of you have worked in food service? And like a couple comes in and the girl's just like mean mugging you because they think you're like checking out their man, even though their man looks like a Mexican Mr. Bean. Like, I will never understand that. Like, whenever I go through the drive-thru with my boyfriend, I'd just be chilling. But there's some girls that just... I don't like the way she told you have a nice day. We need to never come back here ever again. I'm sorry. But yeah, another customer experience that I had was I worked at a different location for this specific coffee shop, and this old dude comes in. Yes. He comes in, and the guy at the register's taking his order, and he orders like a million things. And the guy's like, what's your name? He's like, my name is Joe. I'm not a hoe. And I'm just like, it's one of those things that happen that makes you say, white people. And, it's so weird because he just keeps wrapping his entire order, even though he ordered 3 cold brews with Irish cream cold foam. I just revealed where I worked. Thank you. An extra large cold brew. So, yeah, he orders 3 extra large cold brews and like 75 food items, whatever. And he comes up to me while I'm making drinks, and he's like, wow, your hair. It looks like cinnamon exploded into the night. All right? Is that all right? And I'm just like... I'm just here like, sure, sir, yeah, that is very all right. That's great, cool. And then he's like, what's your name? I'm like, I had a name tag, this is the context. I'm just like, Fran? And he's like, no, what's your name? And I'm not about to tell this man my government name, because what if he like, searches for me online, like Facebook or something. Fran that works at Starbucks. Oh, shit. I always do that. So yeah, he's like, Fran, I'm gonna write a song about you. Like Prince. I didn't know Prince wrote a song about me. I'm pretty sure he stopped making music before I was even born. But, that was great. That was great. But the problem was we had this weird interaction, and then he forgot all of his things. All $150 of his order. Just walked right out the door. But before he did that, I forgot one important part of the story. His wife calls him. Mind you, he's married and he's telling me that my hair looks like cinnamon. So obviously Joe is a hoe. So his wife calls him, and he's like, I'm waiting for my drinks, bitch. And I'm just like, that's how I found out that his wife was a white lady. Because if he was married to literally any other race, she would have reached into that phone and smacked the shit out of him. I don't know. It would be possible, okay? Latinas will do that shit. We'll smack you right through the phone. Yeah, apparently, so I go to the back, and I'm telling my boss about this, and she's like, yeah, he came in yesterday, and he threw a sandwich at his wife. And I was like, is she white? She's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, cool, that confirms it. And it's worse because he was a regular there. So he came in one time yelling at my coworker. He's like, I'm high on crack. Yeah, I know. I love the high on crack because it's always a sign like, what? You could have started with a crackhead walked in. But then it would have made it less funny. But yeah, you know, I'm Dominican-American. I have to mention the American part because people are going to be like, what part of DR were you born in? And I got to be like, New York City. But it's great, you know, because I go back there sometimes. You know, plane tickets are expensive. But, you know, growing up, my mom had this weird habit of sending things back there. Like, yeah, who has immigrant parents here? Woo, yeah. Don't your parents just love sending shit back home, including things that belong to you? This one time, I went to DR, and we're just like, you know, visiting people. This guy just runs by, and my mom's like, those are my pants. And they were like yellow capri, so it's not like, they were women's pants. And he just ran by it. Even the mailman was wearing my pants. I just delivering mail in my pink sweatpants. Saw another dude wearing my Juicy Couture ones. It just says Juicy in the back. So great, so great. All right, well, that's my time. Just gonna...
It's about that time that it's over, and I say my thanks to all of you guys for coming. Thank you for donating, thank you for participating, and thank you for being a part of something special. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to thank all of our incredible comedians again. If you follow us on Instagram, That One Comedy Night, you'll be able to find contact for all of the incredible performers. Let's give it up again for Neha, for Lilly, for Nancy, and for Fran. An incredible group. And thank you to all of you. And thank you, Courtney and John. Follow us on Instagram. We're in full color. You can also find us at infullcolor.org to see more of what we have going on in the city. We do poetry, we do music, we do theater, we do all the things. And most importantly, we do this. So if you like this, you can find out when our next show is by following us. Thanks so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you, Pet Shop.